It's Thursday, September 24th, and this is your day starter. He didn't care for it. Seemingly, he didn't care for it at all. The he I'm talking about is Martin Luther, the great leader who kicked off the Protestant Reformation. Once he got fully engaged into the process of dividing Protestantism from its Roman Catholic roots, he began to not only look at church teachings, but even at the scriptures themselves. There were a variety of books included in the Catholic Bible, still in the Catholic Bible, that Luther intentionally said did not belong in the Protestant Bible. Now, we could have a long discussion about whether he was right with that or not, but I want to focus on one that stayed in even though Luther didn't care for it. It was one of the letters in the New Testament. He actually called it an epistle of straw. Straw, unlike hay, which still has the kernel and the nutrition for feeding the herd, straw has no nutritional value. The epistle I'm talking about is the letter from James, the one that puts a great focus not just on faith, which was at the heart of Luther's ideal of the Protestant Reformation, but on works. And Luther struggled with that. In the message in a few days, we're going to talk about the importance of works in the life of the church and in our lives, that a faithful Christian doesn't just believe, but does. But today, I want to hang for a moment on this issue with Martin Luther. It's kind of fascinating to consider. Here's this great iconic leader of church history, running up against things that didn't mesh with his personal theology. And so his response was to get rid of them, or at the least to try and get rid of them. And it begs a question. When we hear the things or see the things that don't fit well with our comfort zone of theology, the things that affirm us, how do we respond? I mean, when you hear the theology that reminds you that you're a faithful Christian and that we're called to live by the grace of Jesus Christ, and it comforts you, that's great. But what happens when you hear the other echoes of Scripture with the theology of faith without work is dead, to quote James, the 2nd chapter, the 26th verse? I want to invite you to read that whole 2nd chapter. There will be places in it where you're going to run into a theology, as I do, kind of rubs up against my comfort zone. And the message is, unlike Martin Luther, the trick isn't trying to get rid of it. The trick is to wrestle with it and grow in faith. May it be so.